Hello friends, the snow is slowly starting to melt. I finished my chores at home. I planted lavender for the spring. This is what the weather looks like here right now. It's cleared up a little. The snow has already melted on the tiles. For the past couple of days, we have been enjoying some very beautiful sunny weather, and because of that, there is noticeably less snow on the ground than there was before. Now, I would really like to take a moment to tell you all about my boiler room project, specifically how the initial idea first came to be, the way I went about building it myself, and exactly how the whole construction process went from start to finish. I am going to show you every single step of this journey by using a series of these short vertical videos. So, as things stand right now today, this is exactly what the current state of my boiler room looks like. As you can see, it's not plastered yet. In all likelihood, that particular job will be completed sometime later on this year. So right now I'm standing behind the boiler room. Here I have a small storage area with various leftover building materials. This is the spot where I started pouring the foundation. All the way around the entire perimeter, I spent time digging out a very large and deep pit. I then carefully laid down the steel rebar at a precise depth of 80 centimeters and thoroughly insulated the whole section. I had a specialized warm formwork system set up right here, and in this specific spot, I very carefully and slowly poured the concrete all the way around the perimeter. It was actually quite an easy job. It was probably harder to fill in the soil in this area. That was much more difficult. And gradually, stone by heavy stone, I carefully laid the foundation right here. Slowly, the sturdy walls started to appear, as well as the specific openings for the windows, the doorways, and the solid stone lintels, so that there wouldn't be any load on the doors here. Take a look at exactly what my boiler room looks like right now. As you can see, every single thing in this space has already been completely painted and freshly plastered. I did all of these myself. Inside the room, I installed outlets and chased the walls. I laid all the wiring around the perimeter. By the way, I have more than 25 outlets here, and I had to arrange all these outlets around the entire perimeter of the boiler room so that it would be convenient. I installed drywall on the ceiling. I really didn't want to simply make the ceiling flat. I wanted dramatic soaring high ceilings. That's exactly why I had to make the ceiling extend upwards as far as it could possibly go, right up to the ridge. And then I had to thoroughly insulate the entire space. There's 200 millimeters of mineral wool here, and it's very warm in this room. In this spot, I have a chimney installed. That was a creative process on its own. The chimney is Schiedel, a German company. It's a ceramic chimney that's installed inside. It's fully insulated and brought up to the top. I carefully calculated all the measurements specifically so that it would fit this boiler perfectly. After that, I went ahead and installed the tiles across the floor. The room here measures 4 meters by 6 meters, which means that's a total of 24 square meters in all. It is actually quite a cozy and comfortable space for all my tools right at the very heart of my plot, inside my lovely little house. Looking ahead to the future, I definitely plan to build several more houses just like this one. Here there are 30 kilowatt batteries, an inverter. I also have a reliable solid fuel boiler installed, just in case there is no electricity being generated from the sun. so that I can always use my solid fuel boiler as a backup to heat up all of my hot water. Right here in front of me, I have every single component of the system meticulously laid out and fully connected. We have the comprehensive heat supply system designed for daily consumption, the dedicated hot water lines, and the heating water system, which at this specific spot is routed directly into the ground through a specialized conduit. Furthermore, over here I have the pre-installed embedded pipes that have already been carefully positioned to come out from deep underground. And the heat pipeline is buried directly to my house. So if I fire up the boiler in my boiler room, hot water runs underground. It's 65 meters to the house and heats the underfloor heating in my mountain home. My system turned out to be completely independent. I provide myself with heat, electricity, and water independently here in the mountains. In other words, it's completely off-grid. This is something that I have basically dreamed of for a very long time. And it was only after 4 long years of hard work that I was finally able to set everything up in such a way so that it became completely autonomous. Right now, at this moment, I'm still a little bit short on the solar energy generated from the panels to have full electricity during the cold winter months. But in principle, the absolute minimum that I need to function is 30 kilowatts. A lithium iron phosphate battery and an 8 kilowatt inverter, which I will be replacing with a new one that I brought. Here it is, already waiting for me here. It's a 20 kilowatt one to which I can connect more solar panels, and I'll have more options on harsh winter days when there's little sun and the days are very short. That's what we'll be working on. So basically, friends, that's the story with the boiler room. A little story that took me half a year. I built it completely from the foundation up to the ceiling, ran all the wiring everywhere. I personally took care of all the plastering, painting, and the installation of every piece of equipment myself. This setup you see here is my 3-phase electrical panel, a system that I carefully assembled and wired up from start to finish. I'll show it later in the video. I prepared it so that the new inverter could be connected to it. I'll talk about that in the next episodes. So my friends, that is the story of how I built this boiler room you see right here behind me. It is really helping me out during this difficult time with the power supply issues we are facing, and it provides all the necessary conditions I need for a comfortable and warm life while living up here in the mountains. Friends, thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I want to keep bringing you more interesting information. I think we'll continue with all these episodes, and I'll be waiting for you here in front of your screens in the next episode, friends. See you all.